How long have you been here? What have you been doing?
I've been with Mercy Ships now for about 2.5 years, and I'm primarily working as the systems engineer on board, which basically is responsible for all of the computing systems, the infrastructure, the data storage, the networking, satellite connections, and everything that allows people to get their data from one place to another.
How much data could you need on a ship like this?
Well, we have requirements for hospital database down to the crew need something to do on their time off, so we move a lot of data around.
How many computers would you say there are on the ship? How many things are there taking up in space?
There's about 250 business computers and about 3 times that for personal.
What would you say is your biggest challenge on a daily basis working here?
Which biggest challenge do you want? I would have to say the fact that we are our own little island out here, and we're connected to Texas as our primary facility where we store a lot of data and get a lot of our stuff, but they're 6 time zones behind us, and we access them and communicate with them over a satellite link that's very slow relative to what the rest of the developed world is used to.
How slow is the internet? Help me understand that.
1.5 megabit shared across 450 people.
All the nerds in the audience just went, holy crap, but everybody else is like, what? Can you explain it to the what crowd?
We have enough bandwidth to make approximately 3 Skype calls simultaneously. So you share that across 450 people, all of whom would like to make Skype calls, but can't because we don't have enough speed.
What's the thing about your job on the ship that you don't feel like people here understand very well?
I think people don't quite grasp the limitations around bandwidth, because it really is difficult to make Facebook usable, to make the internet usable, let alone things like the App Store and iTunes, for this many people over such a slow connection. And then there's the usual challenges of keeping everything going, making sure the data is safe, making sure that the operation of the hospital isn't impacted by the decisions that we're making.
What are people sending and receiving business-wise and so forth?
Well, communication services spans the gamut from normal telephones. We've got 12 voice lines to the outside world, down to everything over the internet, which involves connection back to Texas, where a lot of our data is stored and applications are hosted.
More specifically, why are you here? Is there passion involved in this? What do you get from this personally?
What do I get from this?
Yeah, what do you get from this?
Well, it's an adventure, and I've wanted my ministry to be something that combined the technical aspect, because I am an engineer, with the human aspect. This allows me to be in a place where I'm utilizing my technical giftings and supporting the people who are directly helping the patients downstairs, all while making a difference in the long term for the countries that we're in.
What happened to the Velociraptor attack poster? And
It's here.
Oh, so we haven't succumbed to raptor attacks.
Nope, it's been 18 days since we've had a raptor attack.
Okay, that's good. We have it about 6 months of catastrophic internet fail. How it turned your life upside down.
Yeah, we had a period where our internet device, stabilized dish up top, was having some pretty big problems. It's amazing how a complicated system can be taken down with something so trivial, but one of the major problems that it experienced was caused by that. What is that, you might ask? That's a ball bearing off of the fan out of the power supply that powers the entire dish. Turns out when the fan stops, so does the rest of it.
And how does the crew feel it?
When there's not reliable power to the stabilized dish, it tends to wander, and it has to stay pointed at a spot about 1 degree by 1 degree in the sky. And if it wanders out of that, the signal starts degrading, and if it goes too far, about 2 degrees off, then the signal drops altogether. So the crew feel that in the fact that the internet and telephones just stop working.
So what you do is not limited to just a couple activities, is it?
No, it's not. That's one of the things I love about this job and being here, is that we get to play with a lot of different things. So no day is really the same as another. Some days you're working on a stabilized antenna dish trying to sort out internet problems. Another day you're scuba diving, pulling jellyfish off of cooling intakes.
Brian, what is it you're doing?
We're diving.
Why?
Because the intakes are clogged.
So, why are the intakes important?
They cool the generators. which powers the ship.
And without those,
Without those, we're pretty much dead in the water. It's a life of adventure. It's a life of chaos, but it's very fulfilling. At the end of the day, we're all of us here are contributing to something bigger than us. And when you're doing what God's called you to do, there's no better place to be.
more specifically, why are you here? What's is there passion involved in this? What do you get from this personally?
What do I get from
Yeah,
this?
what do you get from this?
Well, it's an adventure, and I've wanted my ministry to be something that